So what settled in as far as the business that literally just became the rest of your life?
Actually, that has happened a couple of times.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In my 30s, I quit a company. The last W-2 I ever had was 26 years ago. I quit that job, and it was the best job I ever had. But I quit that job to go into personal finance. I got my license in mortgage origination. I had a Series 6, 63, and 26 for securities, life and health insurance license, property and casualty license, and I worked for a subsidiary of Citigroup at the time, sitting down with families across the kitchen table and helping them build a plan.
And what was the name of that outfit?
Primerica.
I actually worked with those guys that got me in the industry I'm in.
Okay. So I was with them for a while. Really good guy. Trained me, and I ended up being a regional vice president. I had my own office and so forth, and she got licensed with me once we got together, and we did really well. I mean, we were in the top 2% of income earners in our little county in Ohio, and we're sitting pretty good, and we decided we wanted to move to a bigger city where there was more opportunity. And we wanted someplace warmer, so we picked Houston, and we moved to Houston, and within about 9 months the bubble burst in 07.
Yep.
And 2/3 of our income dried up in 90 days. We couldn't make it, obviously, on 1/3 of our income. We had saved up some money, and we weren't, living hand to mouth, but went through that pretty quick, and we lost everything, basically. We were evicted from our home. We were evicted from our office. My car was repossessed out of the driveway one night. By the grace of God, I found a landlord who was not a good landlord and convinced him to lease to us. So we moved to a new house. She went and took a job at Cracker Barrel.
Cheaper house.
Yeah, much cheaper. Yeah. She took a job waiting tables to put food on ours, while I figured out what the heck we were going to do next. And man, I'm putting resumes out. I can sell and I can manage. That's really the only two things I've ever done my whole life. And I've never ever been out of work an hour. I always had a job.
Something lined up.
Multiple. Ready to go. But at that point, there was just too many of us. And I couldn't buy a job. So I'm sitting on the internet, just digging around, trying to figure out what the hell to do. And she comes home one day and she's like, "What are we gonna do?" I remember clearly, she said, "I can cover the utilities and the groceries, but the car payment and the rent, baby, that's on you. And I don't know how you're gonna do it, but I can't cover them waiting tables." And I said, "I got it. I was on the internet today. We're gonna be real estate investors." I ended up on this blog and met this guy on there that was looking for bird dogs, real estate bird dogs. Now, I'm a hunter. I know what a bird dog does.
Oh, yeah.
I hunt over dogs, and I get it. I'm the grunt. I'm the one that does all the work, but I also get paid. And right now, all I cared about was the paid. I didn't care about the work part. So I called the guy up, and I said, "Hey, I'll be your bird dog if it pays." And he's like, "Well, you got to really be a hard worker. I mean, most people ain't going to do that." I'm like, "You don't know me." So we met. Dude's 28 years old.
Really?
Driving a freaking Hummer. Now we're friends, and I've come to find out he wasn't a millionaire yet, but he was close. His net worth at the time was about $850,000. He was just living a very good life with his wife and kid. And he's like, "Tom, I can teach you this if you're willing to work." I worked with him for 5 months. I think in 5 months, he made 30 grand off of my effort, and so did I. We split 60 grand. And after that, I'm like, "Okay, I got this." And we went on our own and started our own shop January 2008.
There you go.
Yeah.
How did that go?
First year we made $106,000 and accumulated 7 rental properties.
Good for you.
Out.
What's things look like today in comparison?
Yeah, my gosh. That was 14 years ago. We don't even recognize our life now. We don't even recognize it.
Yeah, you live on the coast.
No, but it's still in the back of my mind.
It's in the back of mine
need
too.
That. And you need
Yeah.
that close to the surface to remember
Yeah.
and it's not so much to remember what it was like and what you want to stay away from, but remember the lessons learned. Because the second you get cocky,
Yeah.
the lessons come back really fast, but they come back out of the peripheral and they start beating your ass.